Hello, welcome to my channel, 100 Days with Kaja. Today is day 16 of building our personal constitution. Oh wow, I had a big breakfast. But today we'll be going over our evening routines. Just like our morning routines, which we talked about in our last video, this is a time for us to either be semi-productive or to reconnect with yourself. It really depends on your life, your schedule, and what your needs are. Personally, for me, my evening routines are to relax. I know I said that for my morning routine as well, because usually during the day I'm rather productive. That varies sometimes. Like some evenings I am really productive, some mornings I am very productive. It really depends on what type of season I am in my life. But I like to spend at least maybe an hour or 2 hours in the morning or in the evening to refocus myself and to be grounded. Of course, my morning and my evening routines look different from my off days and the days that I work and whatever is going on in my life. But currently, I am a relaxation junkie, okay? So, the evening. In the evening, I shower, I do my nightly skincare routine, which you guys can also include in your evening routine if you have a fairly consistent skincare and body and shower routine that you want to make sure that you put in your personal constitution. Go for it. I'm not going to be the one to tell you like you can't do that. Again, you can make it as long or short as you want, but I personally may not include it. I mean, I might just say like, oh, this is overall what I do, but as far as like step by step, I may not. Anywho, I of course shower. I of course like do whatever I need to do in the bathroom, and I always make sure to close my night off by brushing my teeth. When I brush my teeth, that lets me know that I'm no longer eating any other food. I'm not really going out. Like, I am done for the day. The shop is closed. I will do oil pulling. I'll brush my teeth, wash my face. I'm done. Like, there's nowhere for me to go. Then I'll come back to my room. Sometimes I'll watch TV. Sometimes I'll read a book. Sometimes most of the time I try to stretch. I almost lied to you guys. I almost lied. I don't stretch every single night, but I try to be good with at least doing a little something. Even if I'm lazy and I do it on my bed, I'm just like touching my toes. Any type of movement is better than no movement, which is what I tell myself every day. I have my phone set to like lock all my apps, and pretty much I only have my clock, I guess like some phone numbers can get through, and like maybe one or two other apps that are accessible after 10 o'clock. At 10, everything else shut down. So I can't Google anything. I can't go on YouTube. I can't go on any social media, because after 10, what more is there for me? I probably looked at everything I need to look at during the day. There's no reason for me to end my day with looking at other people and engaging with other people. It's now a time for me. Why would I invite someone into my space at night? Like, if I wouldn't do that in person, why would I do that digitally? Now, there was a time in my life where I was journaling all the freaking time. A girl was not well, but I would usually spend my time to journal at night. I would open up my journal. Of course, I'd have prompts that either I wrote or I'd find somewhere else, and I'd spend the time to journal, and I give myself like minimum 10 minutes, and sometimes I use like more than that. Sometimes I just write like a little something, and it's nothing big, but it helps me reconnect with my emotions. A lot of times at night, people are a lot more emotional and thinking about their whole day, and being able to reflect on your day at night benefits you because you're able to understand how you're feeling. You're better to understand why you operate the way you do, or why you're holding on to something, or why you're angry, or whatever. Again, back to our grounding articles, this is a time for you to reflect on all your emotions and like see why you are holding on to certain things when you know that you shouldn't, or it's bothering you more than you would like to admit. At night is the perfect time to do so, because again, at night you don't have any obligations. People aren't really going to call you. You're not really having to do any work. This is really a time for yourself, right? At night, I also do my affirmations during this time. Sometimes I do it in the morning, depending on my mood. Maybe I'll just like say my own, but usually I'll like put on my own affirmations from my YouTube channel, Affirmly Active Affirmations, or I put on like soundscapes, like brown noise, rain noises, and other things from my other channel, Affirmly Sounds, which you guys should follow. Amazing channels. I put it on at night, and I'm able to reinstill self-love and self-worth and like positive thinking into my body and into my mind, because I want to go to sleep with good thoughts. So that way my mind is just filling my dreams with good thoughts, because the last thing you do or you eat or you remember is typically what you dream about and what you hold on to. And I don't want to hold on to anything negative. I just don't sleep well when I do that. And so having the affirmations, repeating it, or just listening, and I said it to a point where like it stopped after a certain time. Again, I have to do this before 10 o'clock now that I have that parameter set up. But I do that and I'm like, okay, I feel grounded. I'm back to myself. I'm more positive. Whatever negative feelings I was holding on to, I need to let go. I do not want to carry anything that happened today into tomorrow, because then that can quickly carry into next week, into the next month, into a year, and then all year you're ruminating on small things that you just couldn't let go or you couldn't work through. Some evenings I like dedicate my time to my family or to my friends, especially if I'm not able to talk to them during any other time of the day, because again, we're all working adults, we're all busy, we all have our own lives, and sometimes the evening is the only time to reconnect with the people that you love. So I will, of course, like talk to my mom or my dad or my siblings, or I'll call a friend. Like the other day, me and my friend were just chit-chatting because we hadn't talked to each other in a while. We were on the phone like for an hour, and I was initially going to like read a book, but I was like, honestly, like talking to a friend is better than reading a book. I'm able to feel happy. Being able to be around my loved ones makes me a lot happier than just staying isolated every evening to myself. One thing that I do every evening, depending on like where I am, who's around me, I say goodnight to everybody. I also say good morning to everybody if I'm like awake with them or they're awake with me. But this just makes sure that I acknowledge their presence and that I'm not just like sticking to myself. I feel like we're very isolated now. Like a lot of people like won't say hi, or they won't say good morning or good evening or good night, or they won't just check up on you just to check up on you, or like they won't leave their house. Like we're so isolated for no reason when we are such social beings. And being able to incorporate that in like even the tiniest ways of just telling someone good night is better than just going to bed, not saying anything, and doing that over and over and over and over and over and over. You're gonna feel by yourself. You're not gonna feel like you have anyone, and it's not a good feeling. Another thing that I do in the evening, which again, you can apply this, you don't have to apply it, but I'm just giving ideas, is that I pray and I show gratitude. So typically I like put those things together. I'll think about my day and maybe I'll get emotional about what's going on in my life, and instead of ruminating on it, I begin to pray for my friends, I begin to pray for my family, I begin thanking God for them and showing gratitude for everything I have. So let's say I'm worried about not having a job currently. You know, I'll, instead of praying like, oh God, I wish I had a job, I say I'm grateful that I have the time to think about my next steps. I'm grateful that I have a space to like sleep and be peaceful and not worry about what to do next, because I'm here with my family. I'm grateful that I have a support system. You know, everything that kind of debunks the fear and the doubt of like currently not working. You want to be able to cultivate something, or cultivate a practice, a routine that allows you to recognize that and try to shift it. Also, when I begin to worry for myself, I begin to pray for my family and friends, like I said. So let's say I'm worrying about, again, a job. Instead of in conjunction to perhaps showing gratitude, I'll say, you know, I pray that my friends and family enjoy their job, that they're safe when they're going. I pray that you guide them and help them with anything that they need, or like if I know something specific that's going on in someone's life, I like pray directly towards that. I like to do that in the evening, because when you pray for others, it does make you feel good. At least it makes me feel good, and not in a I'm better than everyone else, like look at me, I'm praying. No, it's quite literally like praying for others is you no longer being the center of your own universe all the freaking time. Like you start to realize like, okay, my problems aren't that big. Well, okay, they can't be, don't minimize your problems, but you're able to say, you know what, my problems aren't as big to think about it all the time. Let me think about other people. Why am I just thinking about myself? Like that in itself is selfish. And if you are not a selfish person, Jesus, I can't speak, then you want to pray for others. You want to wish good on others, especially right before bed, because then you're thinking about them. You feel happier. You start thinking about all the great things going on in their life. And it's much easier for me, and I don't want to drag us into it, to see all the good things happening in our family's life and our friends' life and strangers' life than it is our own. And sometimes we are just like our worst critics. And being able to sit and show gratitude and pray and wish good things for other people is you practicing seeing good things in your life as well, because those people are in your life and they are good people. So I know it's like kind of all everywhere, but I'm telling you guys, it has grounded me in ways I could have never imagined. And I used to pray like more sporadically when I was younger, but then now for the past like maybe a year and a half, like I've been praying like pretty consistently every night, and not even like a long prayer every single night. It was more like, okay, maybe I have one sentence to say Tuesday, but I got a whole speech to say Thursday. Depending on how emotional or what's going on or how awake I am, my prayers can be really short, can be really long. It really depends on what's going on in my life, and I'm super grateful that I do that. And I know we just ended our gratitude series not too long ago, but again, I show gratitude every single day. If I start to feel like icky or start to feel weird or start to have doubt, I'll say, I'm so grateful, I'm thankful for blah blah blah, whatever comes to mind or whatever I'm doing in that moment. And in the evening, sometimes that's the best time to do it, because then you can think about your whole day, you can even think about the week, and be able to go to sleep peacefully. Imagine going to bed just out of whack and like tossing and turning and thinking about every single doubt and worry that you have in your mind, but being able to pray, being able to show gratitude, being able to love others and wish good on others gives you peace of mind and lets you sleep well. And if you don't sleep well, then you don't have a good life, and we all know that. There's no way I can operate if I don't sleep well. A little FYI, I am creating a personalized affirmation app. And if you haven't done so already, go to my description box, join our emailing listing if you're interested for when it comes out, and to answer my survey so I understand what your needs are. Thank you, I love you, and let's continue with the rest of the video. Depending on my evening, again, like I said, I pray, I show gratitude, whatever. Other times I stretch. I like to combine the two, because incorporating gratitude and positive affirmations and like good, loving, positive thinking into movement helps you like put good feelings into your body. So you should definitely follow my channel, Affirmly Active Affirmations, where I incorporate movement with affirmations. I am pushing out some gentle yoga, gentle body movement videos with affirmations. Still like figuring out the logistics of like my setup and all these things, but being able to do that on my own, being able to have like that type of resource to guide me, because sometimes I don't want to think at night and like think of positive affirmations to say. I want to just be able to do it and be guided in that movement, and that channel, my channel, does just that. So definitely follow if you guys, you know, want to get into it. Okay, and last but not least, put some parameters in for yourself at night. Like, let's say you decide, okay, I'm not going to talk to anyone after a certain time, or you're not going to do XYZ after a certain time, or like I said, when I brush my teeth, that's me closing off the night. Like, what are indicators for you that it is now your time? Like, nothing else can interrupt you. Make sure to include that in your evening routine. This doesn't have to be the most extra thing. Again, I just want you guys to understand what you need in your life, because always having to refer to what's in your head, and your mind changes all the time. You forget things all the time. You want to make sure that it's tangibly somewhere where you can grab and reference and be like, okay, no, can't do this because doop, 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 doop. So just have that with you. All right. Thank you for watching my video. I love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.